Hello and welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we're going to recap a recruitment for the Bruins, another recruitment battle that they lost, which was their last priority recruit. I shouldn't say priority. It was definitely their most sought after recruit left on the board. He was a priority, but I'm not gonna say like main priority because at his position group, they really bolstered his position group. So yeah, we're gonna get into that, kind of just to view how the recruiting went down, who he selected, the implications of all that, whatnot, and kind of look forward as the season approaches and the 2026 recruiting class kind of comes to a close, kind of where the Bruins land after that. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up the recruiting notes. Sorry, should have been more prepared. Alright, so yeah. Tufanua Ionatana. Tufanua Ionatana T.I. Umukais, they call him T.I. He announced his commitment to Washington on Saturday. Over UCLA, there were 5 teams that he was balancing offers from, which was UCLA, Colorado, which is in his home state, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Washington. But the Bruins and Washington were reported to be kind of a top 2 towards the end of his recruitment. Now, this is interesting because this is the 3rd priority target that the Bruins lost to Washington in as many weeks. So, looking back a little over a week ago, we had Rashawn Duncan, a 3-star corner. He chose Washington instead of UCLA. And then about a week or two before that, there was 4-star running back Brian Bonner from Valencia, California. He opted for Washington over UCLA as well. And now T.I. Umukais, he is kind of the 3rd in as many weeks that's going to choose Washington over the Bruins. But I think for in T.I.'s case, you can kind of dismiss it a little bit just because recently the Bruins bolstered their defensive line for the class of 2026. You're looking at 4-star Carter Gooden, which is UCLA's highest rated recruit for the 2026 class. And then on the same day, you got his Massachusetts high school teammate, Marcus Almada. And then if you look back even further, like in June at the defensive line, you had David Schwartzel, who, by the way, David Schwartzel is a 4-star in his own right, who leveraged offers from Washington and UCLA and chose UCLA. Interestingly enough, David Schwartzel is from Washington, and he chose UCLA. So maybe the Bruins kind of won that one. But I will tell you what, that Brian Bonner commitment, though, that was a massive one that I feel like UCLA really wanted. It was Deshaun Foster's number 1 priority since he became head coach, was Brian Bonner. But yeah, David Schwartzel, then you have Yaya God and Anthony Jones. Those are 3 stars that committed at the defensive line position. So you can kind of excuse this loss just because if you're sitting in Umukais' shoes, they just brought in a ton of players for the class of 2026 at your position. So if you go to Washington, you might have a better shot at getting playing time early. Let's see. It's not far-fetched to assume that, their sudden abundance at the position is what dissuaded Umukais. I'm sure they surely wouldn't have minded. UCLA surely wouldn't have minded getting another powerhouse in the trenches like that. But, Huskies prevailed in the recruiting battle once again. How good is Umukais? He's pretty good. Number 1 recruit out of Colorado. He is a 4-star, of course. Greg Biggins, national recruiting analyst for 24/7 Sports, evaluated Umukais in March. I'm going to read his evaluation on the prospect. Umukais, or T.I. as he's called, is on the short list when talking about the top overall player in the state for the class of 26. He projects as a classic nose guard who could also play the 3-tech, but is a surefire interior lineman who can do some damage. He has the body/mass to take on a double team, hold his ground, and still get a push up the field. He's a naturally strong player who plays a power game. you can't move him, and he shows some pass rush ability as well. He has the strength you want to see for an interior lineman as well, and as he continues to improve athletically in terms of his short area quickness and burst, he'll take his game to another level. So, I mean, a really good recruit nonetheless, but as I said, you got two really good 4-star recruits at the defensive lineman position, Carter Gooden and David Schwartzel. And Marcus Almada, who, by the way, Marcus Almada was named the number 1 player in New England in his state. Carter Gooden was named 4th. So, I mean, Marcus Almada might be, I mean, he is a really high-end 3-star, but he could be close to a 4-star nonetheless. So where does UCLA stand now in the rankings for the class of 2026? They are still, according to 24/7 Sports, they are still the 21st ranked class in the nation. They have a total of 23 commits, 4 4-stars, 19 3-stars. Currently, they sit just above South Carolina. Interestingly enough, South Carolina only has 14 commits, but they have 9 4-stars and 5 3-stars, which really pushes that level up. That they're at 22. At 20, right ahead of the Bruins, you have SMU with 21 commits. They have 7 4-stars. So, I mean, it's looking like UCLA is going to have a top 25 recruiting class, which is still overall really good. They did reach peaks of like number 7 in June, which was absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and see where they rank in the Big Ten. So they are 7th in the Big Ten, right behind Washington, of course. Washington has 7 4-stars, 1 5-star, 13 3-stars. They are 6th. 5th is Penn State with 24 commits. 4th is Oregon with 3 3-stars, 15 total commits. 3rd is Michigan. 2nd is Ohio State, and of course, 1st in the entire nation, no matter what, no matter the leaderboard, USC. USC has done a really good job. They've brought in 31 commits for the class of 2026. But, I mean, nonetheless, UCLA with the 7th best recruiting class in their conference, that is massive, especially ahead of your 2nd season in the conference. Obviously, this might not pay dividends until 3rd or 4th season, so playing for the future is always an important aspect of recruiting, which is what Deshaun Foster said really played into revamping his coaching staff. Real quickly, let's take a look at UCLA's recruiting class, all 23 players. So, of course, number 1 is Carter Gooden. He's an edge defensive lineman. Then we have Johnny Jones, an offensive tackle. Micah Smith, another 4-star offensive lineman. David Schwartzel, we mentioned, a defensive lineman 4-star. And then 3-stars, we have Anthony Jones, another defensive lineman. Teray Davis is an athlete. Xavier Warren, wide receiver. Kenneth Moore, the 3rd wide receiver. Yaya God, another defensive lineman. Ramzak Fruin, a linebacker. Camden Jensen, a tight end, 3-star. Xavier Stinson is a wide receiver. Madden Soliai and Malaki Soliai Tui, a safety and linebacker teammate cousin duo out of Kahuku, Hawaii. Cooper Jaworski, an offensive lineman. Logan Hero, another safety. Marcus Almada, that defensive lineman, which, by the way, Almada is pretty down on UCLA's rankings, but in 24/7 Sports, I should say, but he's highly regarded as a defensive lineman everywhere else. So they might be getting a lot more than 24/7 Sports is giving him credit for. Then we have Jonas Smith, a wide receiver, Justin Lewis and Joshua Mensah, Rancho Cucamonga teammates, a corner and an athlete respectively. Matthew Muasau, he's a linebacker. Santana Carlos, wide receiver, and of course, long snapper Giancarlo Serrahino. So a really good class overall for UCLA. Probably going to slow down now. I wouldn't be surprised if this is it. I'm pretty sure that they might have a few more prospects that they're looking at, which I will look into and probably do a story on UCLA Bruins on SI. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.